Now investigators turn from the Surface Pro to the forensic extraction of Lindsay Clancy's own iPhone.
Commonwealth calls Timothy Chiappini.
Stop right there. Good
morning. Do you solemnly swear that the testimony and the evidence you shall give to the court and the jury will be the outcome between the Commonwealth and the defendant? Thank you, sir. You may have a seat.
Watch yourself, please.
All right. Good morning, sir. Attorney Sprague, please.
Thank you. Good morning. Can you please state and spell your name for the record?
My name is Timothy Chiappini. Last name is spelled C-H-I-A, P as in Peter, P as in Peter, I-N-I.
Where do you work?
I work for the Commonwealth of Massachusetts for the Department of State Police.
How long have you worked for the state police?
I graduated the Academy in March of 2012.
What is your current assignment?
I am currently the unit commander for the Critical Incident Technical Investigations Team.
How long have you been doing that?
Since approximately April of this year.
What was your assignment in January of 2023?
I was assigned to the State Police Detective Unit for the Plymouth County District Attorney's Office.
Do you have specialized training in cell phone forensics?
I do.
And could you describe that, please?
I was initially certified as a Celebrite physical operator and a Celebrite certified operator, Celebrite certified physical analyst in March of 2017.
And are you also trained in gray key and magnet?
I have been trained in gray key examination since August of 2021, and I've been familiar with the forensic program known as Axiom in that course, but I'm not certified in Axiom.
And regarding Celebrite, can you describe that software for us?
Celebrite is a forensic access and acquisition tool for cell phone or mobile device forensic extractions. It also has an analysis component as well.
And were you asked to do a forensic analysis on a cell phone belonging to Lindsay Clancy in 2023? Oh, I'm sorry.
Yes, ma'am. Celebrite is an access and acquisition tool for mobile device forensics and cell phone extractions. It also has an analysis component for extractions.
And were you asked to do a forensic analysis on a cell phone belonging to Lindsay Clancy in 2023?
I was.
Did you do that?
I did.
And how did you do that?
I performed an advanced logical extraction on the iPhone device belonging to Lindsay Clancy.
Can you tell us what that means in just lay terms that we could all understand?
An advanced logical extraction of an iPhone is essentially an iTunes backup. It is the information or data from the phone that you as a user can see, including images, calls, text messages, browser artifacts, basically everything that the person would see that uses an iPhone.
And is it just making a copy of everything that you could see on that phone?
That's correct.
And what is the analysis portion of, you mentioned you do Celebrite extraction and Celebrite analysis. What's the analysis portion?
In January of 2023, the analysis software would be Celebrite Physical Analyzer. And with that, you can also export a report to be utilized in Celebrite Reader.
So basically, are you just taking someone's phone, making a copy of the data that's on it, and then looking through the data?
That's correct.
So unlike the last testimony about the Surface Pro, this evidence comes directly from the forensic extraction of Lindsay's iPhone.
Is it an exact copy?
Yes. When the phone is forensically extracted by the Celebrite software, a hash value is created. A hash value is a unique digital fingerprint of the extraction. It's an alphanumeric string of characters, and every time the extraction is opened in the Celebrite software, that hash value is verified. If the data in the extraction is changed by just 1 bit, the hash value would be changed, and the extraction will no longer be valid.
So basically, you look at those numbers, the number chain, to make sure they're the same, and then you know it's an exact copy?
That's correct.
And did you do that in this case?
I did.
And was it an exact copy?
It was.
And are you able on the extraction to change any of the data while you're analyzing it?
No. That would invalidate the hash. I can use filters in the analysis to look at particular data that I want, but I can never change the contents of the extraction.
And so when you say use different filters, can you put things in categories to organize it so that, for example, can you put all the photos together and all the text messages together?
The Celebrite Physical Analyzer tool automatically parses the data into various categories, and it processes media, various forms of media, images, videos. It processes different direct communication, whether it be through a web application such as Instagram or the native messaging application on the device known as iMessage. So it parses the information automatically, and you're allowed to look at different categories.
So does it create a report with all the data?
I can create a report from the extraction, and it has all the data contained in the report, and I can filter it based on the parameters that I'm allowed to look at legally.
And when you do that extraction of a phone, do you get everything that's on the phone?
Depending on the type of extraction, I get all the data that's available to me by the forensic tool that I'm using at the time.
So do forensic tools improve over time to allow examiners to get more and more data from phones?
Yes.
So basically, what you were able to get from Ms. Clancy's phone was what the tool you were using at the time was capable of getting at that time.
I performed the most comprehensive extraction type that I was able to do at the time of the examination.
But there's an important limitation. That was the most complete extraction available in 2023, and he says forensic tools have improved since then.
And then there were improvements to that system following what you did that may have allowed other examiners to get more information.
That's correct.
Were you asked to generate some reports about certain sections of the defendant's phone?
I was.
We could pull up the... Could look at the screen, please. Were you able to create a report regarding data on Ms. Clancy's phone from November of 2022 to December of 2022?
Yes.
Can we zoom in on that, please? And could you just explain for us the different columns we're seeing here?
The columns are automatically generated by the software when you create a supplemental report. This is a supplemental report created through the Celebrite Physical Analyzer software analysis tool. When you create the supplemental report, you can stipulate to certain parameters, certain content, certain timeframes based on your investigation. In this case, there are multiple columns at the top reflecting the different types of data, the timestamp for that data, a description in the source file for the data. This is a timeline report, and therefore it reflects those exact columns, and that is predetermined by the software.
So for example, where it says type, what is that telling us?
That's where Celebrite has parsed the data and categorized it based on the forensic extraction.
So there at number 1, where it says activity sensitive data, what is that?
That would be the data from the health database within the phone.
If there was something in the direction box, what is direction?
Direction could be related to a call incoming to the device or outgoing from the device.
So if one was a phone call, it would say to or from?
I believe the exact categorization would be incoming or outgoing.
Incoming or outgoing, okay. And then the attachment box?
Attachment box would be associated with a message, typically a MMS message or multimedia message. A text message that contains a photo would be listed as an attachment. And it could also be associated with an email that has an attachment or some type of transaction on the phone that resulted in something being attributed as an attachment.
And then what about the location box?
If the data source has location information associated with it, then that box would have data filled out. This report is 768 pages, so there's a variety of sources of data within this report.
And what about timestamp? Where it says timestamp, the date and time, is that Eastern Standard Time?
It's UTC -5 as the time of this search warrant, the time frame of this incident occurred in January of 2023. Therefore, the extraction reflects the exact time frame of the time zone of the device at the time of the extraction.
And where it says party, what would be in that column?
Again, this is a timeline report. Therefore, there's a variety of data sources contained within it. There is chats or messages that occur from the user of the device to other people, and those parties would be listed within the chat, otherwise known as a group message.
So if it was a text message, the direction would say incoming or outgoing, and the party would say who the text was to or from?
It would say who the participants are in the conversation.
So if it's one person you're texting, it would have that person's name, but if you're in a group text, it would have all of the names?
Correct.
And then what about the description box?
Description box is based on the database information. It has some information associated with the actual data that was parsed by Celebrite. It also provides the source file. The source file is the database that Celebrite parsed the data from. Everything that you see as far as activity sensor data or any other categorizations, that's done by the software. The software parses that data to make it more readable for the examiner, but everything is associated with an actual database within the device.
And so, for example, where it says source health, that's coming from the health section of the phone?
Specifically the health database, HealthDB.
And where it says source file, Lindsay's, how does that name populate there for source file?
Indicating that it comes from Lindsay's iPhone. That is the name that the software detects from the name of the device when it conducts the extraction.
Where the box for party, if it's a phone call or a text message and it has a person's name in there, say I text you and your name is there, how does that populate?
With that foundation established, the testimony can now turn to what Lindsay's phone actually recorded during those months.